by organizations in the Northeast. Mr. Chowdhury, Dr. Sushila, and friends, I am privileged to be here to speak on a topic which concerns and worries all of us, and that is about India being in crisis. Crisis is not new to India. We have had many crises. We had a crisis in, the last one we had was 1990-91, and I know how touch and go it was because I was a minister at that time, and we were able to introduce economic reforms which changed the course of Indian history, and for 20 years we had very high growth rates, and India was called as the new emerging global power, etc., etc. So that crisis produced economic reforms. Similarly, we had the crisis in the China crisis in 1962, as a consequence of which our defense machinery was vastly improved. We had a crisis of food in 1965, which led to Green Revolution. So I find that every time we have had a crisis, India comes out and improved from that crisis. So if there is a crisis, I welcome it. I think crisis is good for India because we act only when there is a crisis, otherwise we don't act crisis. In 1977, we had an election, and I remember from 75 to 77 when I was struggling, fighting, I went abroad to campaign against it. Everybody said this is a poor country, what people understand about democracy. If tomorrow Mrs. Gandhi holds an election, she will get landslide victory. 1977, she held an election, her party not only lost, Mrs. Gandhi herself lost in Raebareli. That was the contribution of the people of India. So I think first of all I would urge you that any crisis comes, have a positive approach, don't be depressed what is happening to our country. We need to analyze and then go forward. The present crisis that nation is in is a different one from all the previous ones, because it's a multiple crisis. It's not just one crisis. It's not economic crisis, defense crisis, or some political crisis, but it's all together. And so we now need to bring ourselves together to find a solution to these crises, all these crises. And I think that if we do manage this time, then I don't think we will have a crisis for a long time. In fact, I think India will become a global power and a massive economic power if we solve this present crisis situation. Now, what are the various dimensions of our crisis? The first crisis we have is a crisis which, I mentioned this as the most important crisis, although the newspapers may not reflect it. The most important crisis is the growing terrorism that the country faces. This is threatening your existence. We have a Maoist terrorist movement. We have a Islamic terrorist movement. We have ethnic terrorist movement in Northeast. We have varieties of crises of this kind, and people say that maybe in Punjab again there might be a flare-up of crisis. So therefore we have all these crises, and we have to deal with them now urgently. And I think the most important of these crises, in the most important dimension of this crisis, is the Islamic terrorism. Islamic terrorism, I say, because they are fighting in the name of Islam. They don't want, this is not that some separatist movement which wants to separate some state from India. But this is a movement which says that India should be Islamized. India should become an Islamic country. And that is being stated formally by Osama bin Laden, who said that India is an incomplete chapter of Islamic history. Now what did he mean by that? He meant that in India, compared to other countries where Islam has invaded, there has been a difference. Iran was once ruled by Zoroastrians. They are fire worshippers. Islam invaded Iran, captured it, came to power, and then in 15 years, Iran became completely Muslim, 100% Muslim. Neighboring country, Babylon, Mesopotamia, which is today known as Iraq, Islam captured that country, Islamic forces, and in 17 years the country of Iraq became 100% Muslim. Similarly, Egypt was conquered by Islamic forces, and in 21 years it became 100% Muslim. Europe was conquered by Christians, and in 50 years they made them 100% Muslim, Christian. But in India, Muslims ruled this country for 800 years, and Christians ruled this country for 200 years. Even then your country today is 83% Hindu. This is the incomplete chapter. This is because every state there was some fighter who did not submit. Rana Pratap in Rajasthan, Kattabomman in Tamil Nadu, Rani Chennamma in Karnataka, against the British Rani Jhansi, Subhash Chandra Bose. Here of your, in your state there were so many. The Vijayanagaram Empire extended through this state. So we kept fighting. Shivaji fought and got victory also. So therefore we kept on fighting and they never gave up, and that's why Islam could not convert the Hindus to 100% Muslim. Why we did not win? That is because we took time to learn the new methods of Islamic warfare. When Islam did not come to India, our rules of warfare were very civilized, and the ringmaster is Sonia Gandhi. So I am telling you that not having power is not enough. You must know how to use that power. You must have that guts to use that power. But unfortunately he has always been trained to say yes sir, and he is a very good yes sir man. The bureaucrat, he would have been wonderful. When I was minister, Chandrasekhar was prime minister, he was economic advisor to our government. Did very good work. But once he got this power of prime minister, no, he can't do anything. Everything is done by Sonia Gandhi, who only wants money. She is now the 4th richest politician in the world. Very soon she is going to become the 3rd richest, because Mubarak is going to be sent to jail and all his money is going to be taken away. Then she will become the 2nd richest. Then she will become the 1st richest. Then new government will come to India, she will become the 0 richest in the world. All her money will be taken away. So that corruption can be solved. But we have to change our culture also. You know, when I was a student and went to America to get a PhD, my classmate asked me, "Can you tell me why you Indians followed Mahatma Gandhi?" I said, "Why? What's wrong with that?" He said, "The man doesn't wear clothes properly. He's half naked. How can you follow him? In our country, a leader must have suit, boot, shining shoes." Then I thought about it. Yes, that is correct. Why we accept Mahatma Gandhi? Then what about our religious leaders? In Pope, if you see the Pope, he has satin gown, diamond necklace, ruby necklace, sapphire necklace. His cape has got full of jewels. All completely. Same thing with the Imam in Makkah. But our sadhus, Sri Ravi Shankar or Swami Dayanand Saraswati or the Shankaracharyas, always ordinary Bhagwa. That was our culture. That money will not decide how are you respected. Money will not decide. And making money will not make you happy. That proof we got recently when the most well-known actress of Hollywood, Julia Roberts, came to India to do a shooting. Then she said, I want to go to an ashram. They took her, and there she told the Swamiji, I have made billions of dollars, but I'm not happy. What is the reason? He said that it will take me 10 days. Of course, I have to give you a 10-day course, you have to stay here. She said, I will stay. So first he taught her pranayam, then he taught her yoga, then he taught her Bhagavad Gita, and finally some lessons from Upanishads. And she was transformed. She went back to America. This is now, I'm talking 1.5 years ago. Went back to America, to Hollywood, called a press conference, made her husband stand by her side and her 2 children, and she said, today onwards, we all 4 have become Hindus because that is the only way to become happy. America has now accepted yoga. NASA has said that if you want to study artificial intelligence and computers, you have to learn Sanskrit because the best language for computers is Sanskrit. We have forgotten. For us it is communal. Sanskrit, oh, it is communal. But there they are learning. Our philosophy of Sanatan Dharma taught us, yes, material progress must be there. And we made material progress. But it also said that in society, social status will not be decided by money. It will be decided by sacrifice and knowledge. And that's why our rishis are like that. It was not by birth. You say today I am a Brahmin because my father mother is Brahmin. No, that's not the correct definition. Read what Rishi Bhrigu said. It is a discipline. If you have knowledge but don't have weapons, don't have money, wealth, don't have land, then you qualify as Brahmin, provided you have got courage. That was the condition. That is why Veda Vyasa, whose mother was a fisherwoman, became a Maharishi, because he had these qualifications. Valmiki was a Dalit. I mean, he was born in a Dalit family. But then because he acquired these qualifications, he became Maharishi, wrote the Ramayana. Then Kalidasa was going around the forest cutting trees. He became a Maharishi, Kavi of Kavis. Vishwamitra was the son of Kshatriya parents, but he became Rishi of Rishis. And Brahman was not so above that if he broke the law, we forgave him. Ravan was a Brahmin. Karunanidhi did not know this. So he used to celebrate Ravan Leela. One day I took Kamban Ramayana and showed him, what are you doing? This man was a Brahmin. He went to Mansarovar and got a vara from Lord Shiva. For a long time he didn't agree, finally he agreed. After that he has stopped, he has now stopped holding Ravan Leela. But he still doesn't like Rama. Keeps saying bad things about Rama. One day he said, Swami says, Rama Setu. What, Ram built that statue, Setu? Which engineering college did he get a degree from? That the name is Ram Setu. Next day he got ill and he went to hospital. The hospital name was Ramakrishna Medical Hospital. Or rather Ramachandra Medical Hospital. At least Ramachandra has got an MBBS. Let us be happy about that. So sir, I would say, in the time available to me, that we have today only a leadership crisis. Because over the years we have been told, play safe, don't stand up. And if anyone stands up, discourage him. When I was fighting the emergency, people said the same thing. How will this emergency go? Poor people don't know any democracy. Why are you wasting time? Go and live in America. But I said, no, I will fight. I don't know. They used to ask, how will this is the language? They have driven away 5 lakh Hindus from Kashmir. What should we do? Well, the answer is that we can't ask these Kashmiri Pandits to go back because they will be killed there. So instead what we should do, we have 1 crore ex-servicemen. Select 10 lakhs of them. Many of them are still fighting fit. Give them money and give them weapons and say, go and settle down in Kashmir.